Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Psychic MD, and I wanted to continue this little mini series. I wanted to specifically talk about different emotions that come with this chakra. So I'm going to give you a hint for those of you that are familiar with this chakra, and I have my cheat sheets just because I'm inclined to forget certain stuff, and I just didn't want to forget that. So if it's underactive, this chakra, it's apathy, procrastination, timid, taken advantage of, needy, indecisive, insecure, not secure. So also, if we kind of overdo this chakra, we can struggle with micromanaging. Been guilty of that too. Anger, control, greed, lack of compassion. So those are the negative sides or the shadow sides to this chakra. And what I'm talking about, of course, is the solar plexus. That's the third chakra. And for illustration purposes, I'm going to bring out my trusty professional poster right here. So you can see we are right now addressing this right here, Manipura, or the solar plexus. Anyways, so I don't know if any of you guys are struggling with any issues with, depression, especially where our economy is going. And some people, they finally finished with the whole election ordeal. I'm going to call it an ordeal. And some people are happy and they're ecstatic and they're celebrating, and other people are super disappointed and sad and upset. And so there's just a lot of emotion out there. And I want to encourage you just to get in touch with what your emotions are. Personally, I've had a really hard time with making solid decisions. I keep waffling and going back and forth. And one example of my waffling was, should I even continue making these little chats for YouTube? And who's going to care about them? Maybe nobody's going to care, but maybe one person might. And it was really on my heart, so I decided, you know what, I'm going to just go ahead and do it. And if people like it, great. And if they don't, that's great too. It's their choice not to watch, right? So with that, I wanted to talk about the plus sides to having a well-balanced solar plexus or Manipura. And that would be, my cheat sheet once again, having wisdom, being decisive. This is a really big one too. Personal power and no procrastination. Just being able to make a decision and take methodical measures to kind of execute those. And so I think that fascinates me, especially because these are areas that I struggle in. I'm making a huge personal change professionally as well. And I'm trying to avoid going back to what my profession is, which if any of you guys have kind of seen me, probably not, but I'm an optician by trade, and so I've been an optician for probably, 29 years, 28, a long time anyways, and I'm just pretty much sick of the profession. But it's caused me also to waffle during these times. I made a change, and that did not work out. I don't want to get into details as to why, but let it just say that it didn't work out. So now I'm trying to figure out plan B, C, D, that kind of a thing. Probably not unlike a lot of you. So in addition to having issues with the root chakra, now this one would be about personal power. It's okay, I can wake up every morning, make a list. Once I decide what I want, make a list and kind of take small measures to accomplish what it is that I want. And for me personally, that's been really addressing this YouTube issue that I've had on my mind, on my brain, and not just wanting to do signs and things like that everybody does. And I commend people out there that they can do all the signs every month, and it's 12 signs, and that's great. But I need a little bit of fire in my belly, which interestingly enough, the yellow chakra, the solar plexus does. It's called fire in the belly, that kind of a thing. They addressed it as well. But I needed a little bit of oomph, spice, creativity, that kind of a thing as well. So here we go. And once again, you're going to go ahead and pick crystals that just really resonate with you. I'm thinking sunstone. I'm thinking, for me, citrine cures everything. It just helps, honestly, with everything. I love this this stone, this crystal. But anyways, that's just me. So I encourage you to pick something that is more like in nature, in yellow in nature, maybe like the amber. So yellow, has different types of tones and shades and values to it. But that's what I would like start with, is gravitate towards something like that and picking that and then just kind of speaking it. You can program your crystal. I guess I should make a thing about that too. But you can look up plenty of people out there on YouTube just telling you how to do things, and they're really good at it. So, don't forget to program your crystals if that's something that really resonates with you. All right, without further ado, I would like to know personally, what is going to help my friends here? Let's identify the problem, please. The problem with Manipura there, collectively. The solar plexus right now, what kind of problems are we having? What are we seeing out there for anyone who might be watching? I'm all hopeful. You might be watching. And while I'm saying that, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Comment would be nice. Anything like that would help my channel to grow. I appreciate it. All right, please give me messages. That's going to really help here address the solar plexus issue. Anything that is in conflict, that is going against. Why is this chakra out of alignment, please? What type of issues? What? The sun. I'm like, I did not expect this card of all cards to come out. This card would indicate to me that everything is quite in balance, okay? But people are watching you. Maybe you're feeling like you're under a microscope. People are scrutinizing you, and you're feeling self-conscious. Maybe this is a beautiful card. I love this version of it where she's holding a little bouquet right here. But it's almost like she's like shielding her little private parts too. It's almost like maybe you feel like you're coming out of privacy in your shell. That would be me. And trying to really let people know like how you think or what you're about and things like that. And that for me is a real struggle because I am extremely private. So I don't know if you guys struggle in this area. Believe it or not, I'm super private. I just don't let people in. So this could be one of those things where people are looking and watching you and you feel uncomfortable, you feel off balance, and you might be, kind of overreactive, oversensitive, feeling like that. So I'm going to put this aside because I'm really interested in how this all ties in together, okay? So regarding the solar plexus planes, what else is an obstacle? What is the problem here that people are having, especially now? Oh gosh, I threw a whole bunch of cards on the floor. This is not good, folks. Okay, I'm going to take this one, then I'm going to grab the ones on the floor and read those too, okay? But we have the star. Oddly enough, like the sun and the star came out together. Now all I need is the moon. I hope that one's not on the floor. So we're going to find out. But I have the star right here. And this talks about like a deep desire that you want. So this is an obstacle. And the obstacle way, I'm going to say, simply because we're not able to reconcile how to make those measures, how to get determined, how to make decisions to achieve what we really want. And I don't know about you, but that really does fit my story. I do have, like, there's a moon back here, almost like there's a great mystery. It seems like this is just so far away from you. Like, you can't really make headway. You're not really aware of how to make progress, and that's just been really difficult. So if that story fits, we're going to check more into this. Also, I want to say here, if you've like lost a job, maybe you have family members that are watching you. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to go get another job? Are you, being safe? Are you going to start your own business? Whatever the case may be. And this could be about relationships as well, but most of all, it's creativity. It's like, am I going to follow what these people want? For me, for myself, I have a responsibility. I need to do my due diligence, maybe, in providing for a family. But what about that one thing that I hope, that I desire, that I want most of all? Is that being addressed? And that could be part of why your solar plexus is out of alignment. That could be why you're popping off on family, going, yeah, I'm looking for a job and I'm doing the best I can. And maybe feeling frustration there, feeling hypersensitivity. Any of those things can really manifest that way. So without further ado, I don't have a personal assistant. I'm sure you're shocked about that. I'll be right back. Okay, so there's just so many to take here. Sorry about that screech. So there's just way too many to take. So I'm gonna go ahead and reshuffle. If this pertains to the reading, they will definitely come back out again, okay? So I'd like to know a little bit more about the blockages that some people are having, myself included, regarding Manipura, the solar plexus, please. And before I forget, a good thing to do would be to wear yellow intentionally. What I mean by that is go ahead and program, if you believe in any of that stuff, like a shirt, and say, you know what, this is my intention. I would pray over it, or, you know, kind of like bless it, or whatever the case may be. It sounds really like random and crazy, but you know what, why not? We're in the creative mode anyways. We're creating constantly. So you can actually do things like that to make your outcome a little bit easier to attain, just saying, okay? So when you put on that yellow shirt, you're like, you know what, my intention is to wear this yellow shirt to really connect with my personal power, to feel like I'm headed in the right direction, to have clarity and feel that fire in my belly and trust my intuition, okay? This is definitely connected to your intuition. So the next blockage I'm getting is being defensive, okay? Looking back, looking at the past, maybe trying to find your light in the past. I do see a bunch of stars here. It's no coincidence that it is directly connected to the star that we actually pulled. And maybe it's like, you know what, I'm defensive. I have this, I'm stringing this along. Maybe I've done bits and pieces of things that are like part of my dream, and I just really don't know how to cohesively put everything together. There could be so many variables in this, you know. Maybe you want to move and you are not able to. Maybe you want to travel and you can't. And there's like obligations that you need to do that's making you feel defensive, okay? So how do we regain our balance, our wisdom, our decisiveness? Let's ask that now. We're going to switch gears here. And thank you. I just had a card flip. I wasn't even pulling anything. Excuse me. So I got the Queen of Fire, and let me show ya. I hope you can see her well. Now, Queen of Fire, she is so cool. I love her. She stands for Leo, Aries, Leo, Sag, I believe, but for sure Leo. And when you look at her, she has resting bitch face. That's part of what I love about her, is like she is just going to do her own thing. She's a mover and a shaker. She is all about the fire in the belly. Look at this. Like this, it's hard to see on this with all these lights, but it's yellow. It is definitely glowing, and that is her solar plexus being lit up. So you need to really find what your passion is, and people keep telling me this. I'm like, what do you passionate about? I just love to do so many things, so many random things, including that would be like handwriting analysis, palmistry, psychometry, whatever, scrying, you know, writing. I have a lot of different hobbies, and that gets to be really difficult to kind of hammer out into something really cohesive. So it could be that you have maybe those struggles as well, but follow your fire. It's not just a hobby that you need to follow. It's what really puts fire in your belly that gets you super excited. Whether it's protecting people, maybe you need to go into like law enforcement, or it's you know, child advocacy, whatever. Maybe it's teaching, maybe it's the arts, maybe it's film, acting, any of those. But what puts that fire in your belly, dedicate some time to that, some attention to that. I think that you'll start feeling out a little, feeling more balanced, maybe not as reactive and wanting to micromanage everybody else is doing things properly. Maybe not as quick to like procrastinate if you're doing something for a cause that you actually love, okay? So with that, I'm going to tell you, with Manipura, it's saying go ahead and be really patient, okay? You have some heart issues. No, I'm not talking physical. We're talking emotional, okay? And it's like you can't really see this on camera, or at least I cannot right now. I'll review it later, I guess. And on here, on her breastplate, is showing a time clock. A time clock sounds like work, but a time, the face of a clock, okay? So that indicates to me that you're gonna be a little bit anxious. She's putting her hand to her heart like this, and just kind of like showing that there's a time factor. Maybe you don't have a lot of time to do what you want, what you love, and that is also a factor. Even if you can take an hour out of your day or 30 minutes out of your day to make something happen for you, and delegate other things that you don't necessarily need to carry all by yourself, okay? Just ideas for you. I don't know your life, you do, okay? But there is a need for patience, and personally, being a Leo, patience is not something I can even spell. That's gotten me in hot water more times than I can tell. All right. So yeah, the next we have up is a messenger of air. And this is, okay, peeking at the other card underneath it. This is all about getting clarity, messages that give you clarity. Maybe you did some job applications and you're looking to see if you're going to actually be accepted, or if you have to negotiate anything, or if you need to look for something further. Okay, and you're also maybe I can take some classes on online or something like that while I do this job or whatever, but I feel like you're in manifestation mode, that you're a mover and a shaker, or that's what you desire, because this queen is not just going to sit around. She doesn't just work for other people. She is not happy until she has something that she can call her own. It's her baby, her passion. So that is exactly what it is. And you're waiting to gain clarity, maybe from the outside world, or even from spirit, from God, whomever, so that you can continue making the correct and appropriate decisions. Now, this right here, I have the Nine of Earth. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles right here. And once again, she is one of my all-time favorites. This is about being stable, being able to do things all by yourself. I have like a really independent streak that sometimes just isn't really healthy, honestly. But this is having an ability and a desire for stability. And I think that is coming if you take those measured and small steps. I'm lecturing myself on things that I've been procrastinating about and even agonizing about, being up at night and having just anxiety. Now you can't really tell right here, but she has like a flower, like a little flower in her hand, and it's just like blooming time. It's going to take a little bit of time, but these coins are solid. You're not doing anything that's just going to be a flash in the pan, okay? So commit to what that fire in the belly is for you, and things will definitely work out. You do have on here the Five of Swords. It's about deception, dancing on a very thin line. Maybe you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. Maybe you're not being truthful and honest with yourself. Maybe you're not being honest with others around you, that you really want something different. You just don't want the status quo. For some of you, I'm going to say you might even be desiring a baby or be pregnant. And this could be with a real baby, or that you have a desire, like the Empress, like a creative desire that you want to launch, but you haven't really told anybody, and you're working on it by yourself. And in a way that is being deceitful, we're not sharing with our friends and family what's really going on and what is going on behind the scenes in our minds, and where our energy and thoughts in our heart lies. So I think if we get rid of some of that negative energy and start being honest and open about what you want, that's going to give you the ability to fly, okay? So in this case, I see the Five of Airs, just, stop lying to yourself. You want to birth this, because I see her. I've never seen her as being pregnant before. I do see her pregnant now, okay? Moving on, the Two of Water. This is going to give you an incredible sense of like peace, of like, I'm not by myself in the world anymore. Like, one other person gets me. It's almost like, when I make these like videos, and it's like, if one person benefits, if they get it, if they are in some way somehow kind of touched or amused or something, then at least I won't feel like I am totally by myself in this endeavor. And so I think that you will be attracting one other person that will help you on this creative endeavor that you want launch for yourself. That's going to give you a lot more balance, and again, start just funneling some of that energy towards healthy stuff, things that really make you excited, things that you dream of doing, things that even make no sense to anybody else but just you, because that will create a balance, and that will make you less reactive, less imbalanced. That will bring your chakras into alignment. Also scents and stuff, you can look up scents that's online. That will help with the solar plexus chakra. And what else? I don't know, perfumes, essential oils, things like that will help you. So with that, I hope that that things really improve for you. I hope that you start making better decisions for yourself. And I personally hope that this helps me even stop procrastinating and just going after what I want to do, like on a soul level. And with that, I will leave you. Much love to you, much respect, and namaste.